Oh, there she is.
I don't normally do this, but I drove all the way to Colorado from Nevada to install a part that I don't sell. This is Tanner. He's got a V8 Colorado, and we figured since we're in town, we're going to spend the day and install a snorkel that you guys have been wanting to see how it installs and see if we can adapt it to 1, his truck, 2, his Volant intake, and 3, his V8. Wish us luck. So I got these from a manufacturer in China when I got the H3 snorkels directly from them. And this is for the Isuzu D-Max in Australia. Allegedly, we can make this thing fit. So we've looked at this, we pulled it all out, and we're gonna see what it's gonna take to make it fit. So the D-Max actually has some really small fenders, kind of like the 4-wheel drive Z85 Colorados. If you've got a Colorado that's got the smaller fenders, you probably won't have an issue with trimming the fenders quite as much as we're going to have to do today. We did get some edge trim. I'll show you guys that later. That'll help kind of hide any sort of crappy cutting that we're going to do, and hopefully make this look a lot cleaner of an install. So we're just going to have to figure out how to get this thing lined up, and your mileage may vary if you buy the one from eBay or Amazon, which I'll link below. You guys can see we're going to have some serious trimmage on the fender here. The perforations on this map weren't quite perfect, but we don't really care about the outside dimensions. We care about this line and this line because we got to match it up with the fender on both sides. So get some Scotch tape. You can use painter's tape, whatever you got, and just get it close. Because we have the Z71 fender flares, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on the fender, but I'm going to kind of shove the stencil up higher so that we can incrementally cut the fender back, because this template is for the actual fender, not the fender flare. Tanner's wincing right now as I'm drawing on his beautiful truck. But for now, we'll get this cut out, and at least we know where the stencil goes. We can just flip this up or even come back to it, and we'll get this cut out.
Maybe don't show them that one. 2 of them came out perfectly.
You got all the rocks under your fender.
That's what I get for wheeling every weekend.
Now, you guys don't have to pull your fender. Tanner just wants to be extra sure that we're not having to buy a fender because we cut into it. So we're hoping his Tourette's doesn't kick in today while he's rocking the grinder, and we're gonna figure out a way of reestablishing the bond between the fender flare and the fender once this is all done. The bolts that they use, I believe, are like a 5/16 or like an 8 mil, and the hole that they say to drill is about an 8.5 mil or just smaller than a 3/8. So we're going to hit it with a 3/8 anyway, because this comes with washers and all sorts of fun stuff. So we're just going to drill a 3/8 hole, have enough fudge room to get this thing exactly where it needs to, because obviously this is not the truck that it was designed to be on. So we're just giving ourselves the best chance of success here.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, we get an entire snorkel covering it, so
yeah.
Who cares? Oh no, right in the washer bottle. What's that blue fluid leaking under the truck right now? Pro tip, Tanner, take the line. You got a big old snorkel here that's going to cover up any mistakes you make cutting that hole out. Just cut that hole as big as possible, and you'll be able to fit this first shot. This is our third, kind of fourth, 17th attempt at getting this to fit, but now we've got the inner fender snorkel in there, and this fits great. So we're going to toss a little bit of Loctite down in the holes here and let this kind of set up before we get too much farther in the process. But get yourself a little Allen key. We're going to drive these in Allen side up. This way, by the time we get around to putting the nuts on here and the washers on the back side, this will set up and we won't have any issue with these. We gotta probably end up moving the V8 logo at some point. That's kind of in the way. We might have to scooch that back an inch or so. But now what we can do is the fender, we can kind of set it in place and really make sure that this is located, and then we can cut the fender to go back to where it used to be. We made 8-pound test out of 4-pound test line, so if we go nice and slow, we can peel this guy off and then, you know, just use the rest of the spool to finish the job. We got the V8 emblem stripped off. We'll clay bar that and scooch that back later. But next we got to pull the fender liner off and get to the underside so we can actually install the washers and nuts on the back side of this. Yeah.
Airbox is notoriously hard to get out.
There you go. You got her. See, it fits quite well. I don't know about you guys, but that's about as good a fit as you can ask for. We're gonna struggle just for you guys until we can't, and then we're gonna pull the fender off. But I would say pulling the fender off is gonna be easier. You got, you know, a couple bolts here and here and here and here and here. Got the fender tube. Can we call it a tube?
I think so.
It's a formed piece of plastic that resembles a tube inside there already. And we've got this in the holes, but this bolt way back up here is
way back up there.
right there.
And now it's down there.
At least it's not a 10 mil. You'll never find it. Told you it's in there. Need to deburr the back side of these somehow. They're a little bit chowdered, and it's going to make it easier to set these washers up inside there and get them to sit flat. So we'll figure that out now. So if it wasn't apparent already, this is not meant for this truck. This is for the Isuzu D-Max. And the trucks are similar enough that we can make this work, but this is not exactly a Chevy Colorado Snorkel. So your mileage may vary. Please understand that this is, you know, a close enough kind of thing. Alright, Tanner's gonna go fetch a pop rivet gun here. Or this bracket here, if I can get it off of the ding, get the wrap off the bracket, is for the top of the Snorkel so that it doesn't flop around so much. It's actually pretty solid on there, but in order for the fender to not get all bent or whatnot, if you decide to tap it on a branch or something like that, or just bouncing over time, this little bracket here will rivet to the door jamb, the A-pillar, and help reduce some of that external vibration that's just not helpful. So we'll get this thing all wrapped up and get it bolted on and ready for the rivets.
Beautiful.
Look at that sand.
I was hoping we didn't need to pull the fender off, but turns out in order to drill the holes for the pop rivets, you kind of need the freaking Snorkel out the way. Yeah, go figure. So we pulled the fender off. There's a couple bolts on the bottom, bolt here, bolt on the inside, 4 on top, 1 on the front. You'll figure it out, hopefully. And we need to drill the little A-pillar here for the 3 rivets, snap those into place, and then we can set everything back in there along with the inner fender hose clamp, and then we'll work on some other stuff.
Right about there.
You marked it.
Let's hope I'm right.
Yeah, if you marked it wrong, it's your fault.
Perfect.
Then you get to drill it and then pop rivet it. And if you screwed up all of that, you deserve to have a misshapen, poorly mounted Snorkel. I made you cut the hole in the fender.
I know you did.
Oh, oh, I don't like that. Just it biting and going somewhere. Yeah. I just don't remember all what's in there. I think it's clear, but I know there's wires somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be wires in there.
Yeah, but I think it's up inside the actual thing. So let's test fit the pop rivet. Go through the bracket.
Yeah. I made the mistake once, if you look on my hood, of having this tool bounce after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the drill style ones. You ever seen those?
I think so, actually.
You can chuck it in a drill and it freaking, the torque of it does it.
Really?
Yeah.
These ones are stout, man.
Dude, that's a, what, an 1/8 inch pin?
Yeah.
Come on, muscles. I just don't want to smash my thumb inside of there.
I know, dude. That's why I kept having a hard time, because I kept trying to wrap my thumb under and.
Yeah, I've done that too many times.
Yeah. Safety squints.
Oh, dude, it's bad.
Oh, there she is. Wow.
The hole in the fender was less painful than that.
It took way less time.
Dang! So what we're going to attempt to do here is bend this tab over towards the windshield just a little bit, just to get away from this gap. That's good. Just enough.
Yeah.
Grow it all.
Yeah, gap's a little bit bigger.
A little bit concerned this was tight to the door. This has actually grown probably double in size. So we just want to make sure that this doesn't chip the paint on the door over time and cause issues. Isn't that so much easier, Tanner?
Dude.
Why didn't you pull the fender earlier, Tanner?
I know, how dare I?
Oh yeah, way better. We won't bore you guys with a fender flare install or reinstall, but we will get on to this. Well, Tanner's goofing off, cutting his fender to pieces. I'm going to install the super important part of the actual snorkel. Because, you know, we don't need a fender flare for this thing to work. We need the actual snorkel. What kind of third grade art project is that?
I didn't use my crayons.
Oh man. Oh yeah, you got a lot to go.
Yep.
That's
Playing
why
it
we-
safe.
That's why we trace the line high, because you're gonna go way past that line this
Yeah.
time around.
Yep. All right.
Our last and final piece is the black little hose clamp here, and we put. What do you think? We're gonna put it in the back,
I think so.
on the inside, so it looks super aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
The suspense is killing me too. I'm gonna go home, it's getting cold. Tanner got the fender cut out pretty nicely. It's got a nice little reveal. What I just did was I clearanced the back here so that this edging that we're gonna put on is gonna fit all the way up to the corner here nice and clean and all the way around. So we're just gonna heat that up because it's like 40 degrees out here, and then get this edge trim, this door edge trim on here and really clean up this edge.
Don't move to Colorado. There's no good reason to move here.
There it goes.
Yeah.
It wants it.
Let me warm up this section. Oh,
Sheesh.
she clean.
Because we pulled the double-sided tape, Tanner's going to do this another day just so we can finish the video. But we needed to clear this just a little bit more so that it sits flush, and then he can double-side tape the fender back into place. So it's at this point of the video that you're probably going to wonder, will this fit my truck with a custom intake? Probably not. You're probably going to have to figure out how to make this work with your truck. The Snorkel, again, was not designed for the Colorados. It was not designed ever for a gas engine, and certainly not one with 8 cylinders or one with a Volan intake. We're just super in the weeds right now. We're learning how to do this. I need to 3D print some sort of adapter to fit that to this. I need to print one for probably the stock V8 airbox so we can track one down. You might just have to do that yourself. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do all of that. So if you guys do decide to buy one of these snorkels for your truck, it's highly likely that you're going to have to modify it in some capacity. It's kind of one of the reasons why I chose not to offer this as a product for you guys, because of the idiosyncrasies of the different motors and the different years and trucks and things. I just said, you know what, let's install it. I'll show you guys how, and then you can figure out the rest on your own. So it's snowing. We're going to wrap this video up. If you have a custom intake or anything that's not stock, you're going to increase the amount of work that it's going to take to make it fit. So I would say you're going to have to be mindful of that, and hopefully you guys have the faculties with which to design something. And if you do end up designing something that makes this snorkel work with your truck, would you share it with me so that I can potentially make parts for it? I'll pay you for it if you want to do that, but I just want to make cool parts for you guys, and if I can help you guys out with making some 3D printed parts to adapt these things, I'm more than happy to. So we're going to shut the video down here because it's snowing and we got to wrap up a whole bunch of tools, but I thank you guys for watching. If this was helpful and you want to see more on Tanner's truck, maybe we'll make another trip out to Colorado and do a walk around video. Or
Go wheeling.
Yeah.
You need to get yours running.
I need to get my truck running. We definitely want to go wheeling at some point. I just, you know, I've got too many projects in my hands right now and business is booming. So we're going to have to go wheeling with Tanner at some point. His truck is absolutely dialed. I think the Snorkel absolutely takes it over the line. He's now a official hashtag Overlander. And maybe someday we'll do a walk around video. We've run out of time today, but thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful. And if so, why don't you give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Colorado Canyon content. Thanks.